Anheuser-Busch triples down with their refusal to apologize to the American people. Instead of just saying sorry, they decide to go with another gimmick, and this one is they put temporarily camouflage print on Bud Light and Budweiser cans, and this is to support scholarships to children of fallen American service members. They're doing this as a tribute to Folds of Honor, which actually runs this charity that gives these scholarships. And I'm still not going to give any money to Bud Light or Budweiser because y'all tried to sell beer to children, and the spokesperson was a woman with a penis. And I don't think this is actually about the children or the service members. Heck, I don't even think they care about the profit. It's only because they want to see you bend and fold on your ethics and morals. None of these companies care about making a profit anymore. Think about it. A women's clothing line from Nike and Adidas, both of them are using women with penises. Maybelline, same thing. Sports Illustrated put a woman with a penis on the cover. It's not about making money anymore because they're not making money. They're losing money. They're trying to go after a small niche group of people, and how they're going to make any money from that. They really are just trying to control the narrative and have the people bend to their will. These elitists already came out like 6 years ago and said this. This clip is from a leader at BlackRock.
Behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
And if you don't believe that and you actually think these people are trying to make money, then how is it that Fox fires the most watched cable news broadcaster out? Tucker Carlson was number 1 when it came down to ratings and news, most watched. And James O'Keefe actually did one of his fancy undercover stings, and a Fox producer spilled the beans.
You know, you're talking about like the shady players, like your buddy Michael Russell, like that. He's the one who's crafting Dominion's message. That's a whole story in and of itself.
OMG News has obtained incendiary footage of a Fox News producer talking about Tucker Carlson's departure, the Dominion settlement, and the influence that advertisers and pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer have over the embattled network.
Fox News Media, America's news, and much more.
$144 million to settle that Dominion lawsuit.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company. Yeah. What happened with that? Like,
they gave him money, part of it. They say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
It was part of the settlement.
Well, so did Tucker leave, or did you guys part ways, or Tucker was ousted?
Yeah, he was ousted. Well, he brought up things that cost him a lot of money.
Cost the company a lot of money?
Yeah, and that was part of it. Like, he was going to go after this whole thing about January 6th it was an inside job. He went after this guy, Reyes, he said was an FBI agent on the inside.
Right.
Encouraged it. And he was going to go on the air and tell what that guy said on 60 Minutes. And the Murdochs were like, not going to happen. The other thing with Tucker that is interesting is everyone's like, are losing so many viewers and money like last show. There were a bunch of advertisers that said we're not going to advertise that 8 o'clock hour. So now that he's gone, they're starting to come back.
So like I said before, these people don't care about making a profit. These people just want to lie and control and manipulate the American people. They want to make sure that they have you under their thumb 24/7. That's why they was able to make the whole country hate Donald Trump as president. He was like the best president we had in my lifetime. But the news media was able to come up with a false story about Russia. That's all we heard at the beginning was Russiagate. Even they denied that the election was won fairly. These people impeached this man twice. This was the main thing that had individuals hate Trump, and it started from Russia. And now it came out that the whole thing was a lie and they didn't have any evidence about it.
Well, I completely disagree with your premise. It's one thing to say allegations should be investigated, and they were. It's another to say that we should have foreseen in advance that some people were lying to Christopher Steele, which is impossible, of course, to do. But let's not use that as a smokescreen to somehow shield Donald Trump's culpability for inviting Russia to help him in the election, which they did, for trying to coerce Ukraine into helping him in the next election, which he did, into inciting an insurrection, which he did. None of that is undercut. None of that serious misconduct is in any way diminished by the fact that people lied to Christopher Steele.
No, I think just your credibility is.
Well,
and the news media doesn't want to talk about it anymore. They're just trying to sweep it under the rug, even though this was the biggest story that we heard through Donald Trump's entire presidency.
Report is now here. It has dropped. And it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump. Let's bring in CNN senior justice correspondent Evan Perez. Evan, what exactly did Durham find in this report?
Well, Jake, the bottom line finding from John Durham's 4-year investigation is that the FBI moved very quickly to investigate these allegations of connections, of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, and that they did so by ignoring a lot of evidence that would have led them to drop that altogether. He's saying that they may have had reason to open a preliminary investigation, an assessment. Perhaps these are very, very low-level investigations, but certainly what he finds is that there wasn't enough there to support the FBI's decision to open a full-blown investigation of this of the Trump-Russia ties. Again, in here, there's a footnote that points out there's no chargeable crimes against people in the Clinton campaign. Again, something that the former president said he expected this investigation to find, Jake.
So it's very interesting. First of all, we should note that when President Biden took office, there were two special counsels, or one U.S. attorney and one special counsel, that he let continue doing their jobs. So one was John Durham doing this case, and the other one was the U.S. attorney in Delaware investigating Hunter. So that is why this was allowed to proceed. A couple quotes here from Durham's report. One, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane, that's the investigation into Trump and Russia, and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the Justice Department and FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in the report. And he says about, quote, regarding certain personnel intimately involved in the matter, there was a, quote, predisposition to open an investigation into Trump.
And I just want to know, do you still hate Trump, and why is it? What was the one thing that made you hate Trump? And I'm guaranteed that if you actually did research on it, more than likely it is a lie. These people are continuously trying to lie to us right in our face, and we see it. Like Newsweek came out with an article about John Fetterman. If you don't know, John Fetterman was the man who wanted to be senator so bad in Pennsylvania, and then he ended up having a stroke, which was really sad. And I guess the people really wanted to make his dreams come true because they made him senator anyway, even though being a senator is an important job. Like, this person has the power to send your children off to war. And side note, we're currently in a war when they told us that they didn't have any American soldiers on the ground, even though we were sending them $100 billion and there are American troops on the ground over there. So Newsweek comes out with an article and says that John Fetterman leaves the witness speechless with his question. And it makes it seem like John Fetterman just hit him with like a doozy, a good 1-2 combo. But in all actuality, he sounded like this.
The head of a bank could literally crash our economy. It's astonishing. That's like if you have, I mean, like, and they also realize is that that now they have, it's in a guaranteed way to be saved by no matter by how, you know. So it's you know, isn't it appropriate that this kind of control should be more stricter to prevent this kind of thing from going? Or should we just go on and start bailing and sailing whoever bank, regardless of how their conduct is?
So let me know in the comment section down below, what is it that made you see that the news has been lying to us for so long? And also let me know if you are going to vote for Trump in 2024, or do you say that he's still not able to be a good president, even though everything that was going on, especially in the first 3 years, was doing rather well. We was breaking records left and right in the stock market with unemployment. The economy was booming, and that really should be everybody's main concern. He didn't start any new wars. And then we go to Joe Biden, who just pretty much flipped the country on his head. And the only thing he had to do was keep the policies that Donald Trump had in place. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? I also want to know, when's the next time you're going to buy you a Bud Light, if ever? Because I'm completely done with Anheuser-Busch products. That's just me. I'm your host, TJ Evans, with another installment of the TJ Evans Show. Y'all remember, do the YouTube and Rumble thing. Subscribe to the Royal Family Studios page. Also, check out my book on Amazon, The Diary of Marvin DeWayne. Y'all stay safe, stay prayed up, do your own research. Don't take my word for gold. Peace.